This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ferris Stadium on San Antonio's north side. It's Thursday Night Lights, a big district battle in 28-6A. It's the Marshall Rams against the Harlan Hawks. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris with you, along with my broadcast partner, Chuck Mikatinik. And Chuck, it was called the SEC by Coach Boykin of Stevens a couple of weeks ago. And both of these teams, despite their overall season records, still looking good in the playoffs, and they expect a fist fight tonight.
Absolutely, Don. I mean, both of these teams already have a league win. Harlan off to a tremendous start to the season. One hiccup along the way. Marshall could be 3-2, easily 4-1 if they just find a way to secure the football. I mean, this is a really good team that likes to run the football, and it'll be an interesting matchup tonight because so far this season, Harlan, as good as they are, have had a little bit of a hard time stopping their run, so we'll see what gives tonight.
That means they've got to try and stop our Marshall Ram player profile. He is Jalen Glover. He's an all-district back from a year ago, and he can fly.
Don, there's a lot of things that this young man can do with the football, and, you know, when Tim Williams, we spoke to him this week, he goes, you know, we got a lot of good running backs in this league that we've got. He said, my guy's probably the best guy if you're asking me. Now, maybe he's being a homer, but I don't think so. I mean, this guy can catch it out of the backfield. He can run with authority, cut, juke, you name it. This guy is going to be really fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, and Harlan may have an argument with that one because they've got their own in Ivory Graham.
This guy's another guy. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can also run the ball. They've got a lot of guys that are really talented as far as athletes at Harlan High School. This guy might be right up there at the top, though. Already been offered by UTSA, already been offered by Texas State. This guy is electric. We've got two really good backs tonight. Actually, this whole field's going to be replete with stud athletes.
Yeah. Peyton Matthews, the receiver from Harlan, already going to Rice. He can fly. We're going to have a lot of electricity out here tonight. When we come back, it is our Gomez Law Firm. Keys to the game. It's Marshall. It's Harlan on Thursday Night Lights.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. It is Thursday Night Lights, and that means it is time for our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. And Chuck, tonight we start with Marshall head coach Tim Williams.
Well, turnovers have been a bugaboo for these Marshall Rams so far this season, so obviously you want to be very mindful of that. Secondly, be disciplined, right? I mean, this goes across the board on both sides of the ball. Read your keys, attention to detail. Let's see if we can give these Harlan boys a game tonight. And then lastly, let's not beat ourselves tonight. Let's play and put 4 quarters of football together. And really, that's what Tim Williams is looking for the first time this year.
Coach Eddie Salas has built a winner in a short period of time over at Harlan. What are the keys for the Hawks tonight?
Well, I don't think there's any secret that if Marshall's going to win this football game, it's because they're going to be able to run the football. So Harlan knows they got to D up, take advantage of the opportunities that may be presented to them. And then, again, when you're playing a Tim Marshall squad, you better be ready for some physicality. And I think Harlan will definitely be up for that challenge tonight.
Here's Eddie Salas.
For me, the challenge is where are we at now? You know, we always feel like instead of looking at just our opponent, we look at ourselves and go, where are we at? Where do we stand? Did we get better from a week ago? Did we get better from yesterday? And I think if we keep going in that direction, good things will continue to happen for us.
Good teams, great athletes, a big-time district ball game in 28-6A. It's Marshall and Harlan. We are closing in on kickoff. We'll have our national anthem when we come back.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Here come the Marshall Rams on TNL. They are fired up about taking the field to take on the Harlan Hawks tonight. Harlan in a pretty good position, Chuck, as we look at those district standings. Marshall actually still has very much a chance to make the playoffs, but their winning has to start tonight.
Yep, big ball game tonight for both of these teams, right? Because whoever wins is going to have the inside track on the other one. So really looking forward to it. Marshall, again, it's a matter of just holding on to the football at this point. And for Harlan, they really want to see their defense make a leap tonight. Talking to Eddie Salas this week, he said, look, man, we're halfway through the season. There's no more excuses. It's time to really start to become who we want to be.
Well, we are getting ready for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem as the Harlan Hawks just took to the sidelines. And we will turn it over to our public address announcer, Lou Kaluza.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, standing at midfield, presenting our nation's colors tonight, is the color guard from Harlan High School, Air Force Junior ROTC Unit 20173. Tonight, the unit is commanded by Cadet Technical Sergeant Kekoa Johnson, who also carries the United States flag. The Texas flag bearer is Cadet Second Lieutenant Jericho Solis. The left guard is Cadet Senior Airman Haley Para, and the right guard is Cadet Technical Sergeant Sam Rios. The unit is sponsored by Senior Master Sergeant Eric Hall. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you stand as you are able and remove your hats to honor America and the men and women who have served and are currently serving in our armed forces throughout our country and the world.
Coverage of tonight's national anthem is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Air and Plumbing Today.
It is time for our Air and Today Game Time Weather. It's 90 degrees with the wind out of the east at 7 miles an hour, and now that the sun has gone down, that 90 feels more like 78. It's not bad out there. Low humidity. It's a beautiful night for football.
Yeah, it is, and you see the flag's picking up a little bit with the wind, but really just an outstanding night for football as we take a look at our Rhino Roofers kickoff, and that's Reed Castellanos getting ready to tee it up here on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
And there are some athletes back to receive that are absolutely breathtaking. Ivory Graham, number 7, and number 4, Peyton Matthews, both can fly. It will be fielded and juggled by Graham at the goal line. He's trying to get to the outside and does, and watch out, if he gets the corner, he could be gone, but he lost his balance along the sideline right about the 27-yard line, and we'll get a look at that Harlan offense to start here first tonight. Chuck, they've been going through a couple of different quarterbacks. Aiden Pitchford, the sophomore, is their thrower. Aldrich Trotter, they call him Rick, is their runner. He's been playing lately because of a broken collarbone to Pitchford, and they really like what this young man can do with his feet, and he's starting to grow into the passing game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. You know, the plan was they had to replace some guys from last year. They were going to bring up their 2 JV quarterbacks and really play them both, but because Pitchford got hurt, it's been Rick Trotter, and boy, he's doing a really nice job.
It's 1st and 10, a San Antonio 1st and 10, first down. They run a reverse, and that's Matthews. And as I told you, that young man can absolutely fly. He's already got a scholarship to Rice. He's going to go in the spring. He's finishing up his high school coursework online, some of it now, so that he can report to the Owls in the spring, and they've been recruiting him for a while. Here's a look at the Harlan offense as they're led up front by their captain, their center, number 58, Timothy Ford. They snap it on a new first down. They'll throw it, and it is caught, brought in. Nice catch after a high throw there. And here's a look at the Marshall Rams defensive starters. Romeo Ortiz is a 2-time all-district defensive end. He's number 42. He's kind of the stud on that side of the ball. But they've also got some academic all-district players, and Helakan Mohammed is also an all-district at the other end. 2nd and 5. They hand it to Schultz. He's got the edge. He's got more than that. He's across the 40. He's still going near the 32-yard line of Marshall.
Yeah, what a great run right there. Just pitch it out there and see what one of these guys can do. And so many athletes for these Harlan Hawks, and just when you think he's going to go out of bounds and live to fight another down, nope, he's cutting it back upfield and getting you 5 more.
So another San Antonio Zoo first down for Kalen Gerbic Schultz. He's the senior, not very big, but like we said, there's so many guys in this offense that just can absolutely torch it. Keeper here by the QB. I told you they like his feet. He's still on them inside the red zone, the Central Med red zone, and these Harlan Hawks are just moving it right down the field.
Yeah, they like his feet, but, you know, Donnie's already thrown for over 500 yards, too, so don't go to sleep in the passing game for Harlan either, but running's been pretty easy so far, and to my point.
Just walking in for the touchdown is Adrian McDade, and just like that, it's Harlan 6, Marshall nothing as the Hawks move it right down the field. Easy drive for a touchdown.
Well, you see Adrian McDade, and there's a lot of football player packed into that guy, Don. They say he squats 500 pounds. Didn't have to do anything near like that on that run. Clear path to the zone.
Carlos Cartanega's extra point is up and good, and Harlan on the board first. They lead it 7-0. So just like that, the Harlan Hawks move right down the football field. Adrian McDade caps off a 5-play drive. Chuck, that didn't take long at all.
No, it didn't, and it was run left, go up the center, go up right down the field, and of course Tim Williams was hoping for a little better start than that, but now he gets a chance with his offense. They like to run the ball too and see what they've got to start this football game.
Hawks use a couple of different kickers. Christopher Deck is their punter, but he also handles the kickoff duties, and He kicks it away to the Rams and bringing it out across the 20 and down the 25. A gang of Hawks there to bring him down, but that's decent field position to get this thing started for Chase Chapa and company. Although, by the looks of it, it looks like they're going to go with Chapa to start the game, but they will also play Donovan Lopez, or they have been playing him more. Chapa has very few stats, just 4 carries on the season and only 1 pass attempt. It's a San Antonio Zoo first down for the junior and this offense. They'll hand it inside, and that one only goes for about a yard. We talked about Jalen Glover. He is number 2, and he is an absolute superstar. 2-year starter, all district. Lots of 200-yard games in his career. As you look at the Marshall offense, one reason for his success, those big guys up front. Hamza Hahara and Ethan Espinoza is an all-district lineman at right guard. 2nd down and 8. We send him in motion. And coming from the weak side, missing the tackle, and Chapa's got it, and he's got room to run. Picks up a San Antonio Zoo first down.
Tell you what, talk about having somebody in your sights, and I don't know if Chapa's got eyes in the back of his head, almost like he felt him, and then great feet to break the first bit of contact, and down the field he goes to pick up the sticks.
Alexander Ciccarello had him right there in his sights and just got right out of his grasp.
Really cagey play there by Chapa.
So it's a San Antonio Zoo first down. 8:39 to play. Run the little counter to Glover, and he's going nowhere here. Good defensive pursuit there by the linebacking core, and Brock Potter, the first one there as we look at that defense. Ciccarello, who missed that tackle on the blitz, is a 2-year starter and a captain. He's already got 19 tackles, 2 for loss. And some really good athletes on the back end. Craig Sanders, the senior safety, already has 26 tackles on the year.
Got some big, tall defensive linemen there on that Harlan squad for sure.
2nd down and 10, no gain. Chapa will hand it, and again, going nowhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, is Donovan Lopez, the senior. That'll set up 3rd down and long. Here's another look at the penetration by that defensive front.
Yeah, and they got a lot of guys in the box, and then Dwayne Wingfield, number 1, doing a good job coming up and making a play as well. So they know what the task is tonight, right? You know what Marshall wants to do. Can you stop them from doing it?
Coach Salas telling me before the game that Ciccarello, the defensive end, the 2-year starter, is the only one of those 7 guys in the box with varsity experience. So they're young. Here comes the blitz. That ball's tipped up into the air. I don't know if it's a forward pass or a fumble. They're going to blow the whistle here. Flag is down. They may have roughed him.
Grounding.
Or they're going to call it intentional grounding.
Personal foul, number 28, defense, roughing the passer, hands to the face, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic
Right,
first
so they
down.
get bailed out by a personal foul call.
Guess I shouldn't read the ref or the officials' body language there, right? Let's see what we got. Hands that, oh yeah.
I think it was inadvertent, but that doesn't matter. Got him right in the face mask, and that will keep this drive alive for the Marshall Rams.
Javen Zeno going up a little too high on that one, and fresh set for Marshall. Huge break.
Here's Chapa. Unique formation there. He keeps, runs the option, hits the seam, and has a nice gain of about 9 on the play before being wrangled down. Chapa doing a nice job of carrying out that fake and running the option.
He sure did. I was watching the ball carrier, and nope, he pulled it last second and Really good read by Chopper right there, and needed one more block maybe to get a few more yards, but individually, very good job picking up 8 on the play.
So that sets up 2nd down and 2. Nice first down get. As we go inside of 6.5 minutes here in the first quarter. That's Glover. He fights for a San Antonio Zoo first down. Tough runner. We talk about his speed. He's a track athlete, but boy, those were tough yards right there.
Yeah, that's what we call dirty yards in the trenches, and you can see why Tim Williams likes this guy so much. I mean, everything about the guy. Not only as a player, but as a dude as well. Just tough, gritty yards, and earned a first down, hard fought that time.
They send 3 receivers to the left here. Williams has been running some cool formations here. Send one in motion. Chapa looks to throw and throws it behind his intended receiver. Lincoln Welker ran about a 7-yard out. He just threw it behind him.
He had a really good job picking up the blitz. Was Jalen Glover on this one to clear a path. Check him out too. Good chip. Did everything but complete the pass, but good play design by the Marshall Rams. We'll see if that play works again here at some point during the ball game.
Full house wishbone here. They mix up the formations, I'll tell you that. Here's Chapa, hands off to the running back, and fullback lead blocker there did a great job to pick up about 7. That'll set up 3rd and manageable with about 3.
Yeah.
How about a little tip of the cap to Barry Switzer right there?
Right? Oscar Gutierrez getting to plow the road there. But yeah, that's the one thing about Marshall that Eddie Salas talked a lot about. He said, man, I've seen like 15 different formations from these guys, so you really got to make sure that you keep everything in front of you.
Here's another 2 wide right. They run it right up the middle of the Glover, and I tell you what, a sure tackle there by number 31, Robert Gonzalez. If not, Glover might have taken that one to the house.
Yeah, you see how quick he is and how fast. That was a great foot plant and get up the field. Look at that. Wham, right there. Good job swarming to the football.
Really athletic play by Gonzalez to make that tackle.
You see how well that Marshall runs in small spaces, right? Just create little creases and try to get 3, 4 a pop, and maybe you'll break one of those.
Wishbone again on 4th and 1. Chapa keeps, picks up the first down. He got to the stick and a little bit past it, so they move into the Central Med red zone with another San Antonio Zoo first down, and all of a sudden, the Rams are on the move. Remember, they were dead in the water back at midfield, but a hands to the face. I thought he kept it. He handed that ball off. First down anyway. I was faked out. Gutierrez the one picking up the first down. And to Glover. Again, tough balls out. And Harlan's got it. It's a turnover, a big hit, a collision of the game nominee there to jar it loose. Take another look to see who caused it, but that was a hat on the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see it come out until very, very late here, but oh, he got dinged in the head too. That's the reason why he may have put it on the ground. But Jalen Glover, looked like he was going to have a sizable gain there, but clonked heads and the ball came out, and this has been the bugaboo for the Marshall Rams so far this season. In Wingfield, what a great ball player this guy is.
Dwayne Wingfield lowering the boom, and so Harlan will take over on downs from their own 16. Trotter rolling right, firing that way, completes it. That's Matthews. Check that. That's Ivory Graham, and he's shifty too. And he picked it up. Nice job by the quarterback, Chuck, here to hang on to it till the very last second.
Absolutely, setting everybody up, rolling out, extending the play, and then get your ball to the playmakers and let them operate, right?
Schultz with another nice gain on first down. Harlan moving it like they did the first drive. 2 plays and big chunks each time. They go fast, 3 minutes to play here. 2nd down and 5, 2nd and 4. Trips to the right-hand side, bottom of your screen. McDade back there with Trotter. Fires to the outside. It's caught for San Antonio Zoo first down. Nice quick hitter will move the sticks as that's complete to Xavier Smith, the senior wide receiver. His 2nd catch of the season.
Yeah, this Trotter's an interesting story, right? So he was a basketball player in middle school, and of course he was such a good athlete that immediately caught the eye of Eddie Salas, and he kept talking to the kid. He's like, hey, don't you play football? And he goes, my mom won't let me. So they talked to the parents before he came to high school, and here he is starting at the varsity level as a junior.
Graham up the middle, giant chunk, 9 or 10. Gonna move the sticks again, another San Antonio Zoo first down.
Boy, they come at you like, it seems like just everything's downhill, right? Whether they're throwing it or running it, quick hitter right up the middle, and yeah, stick guys better be on their game tonight, the way that Harlan's moving this football with Mr. Graham.
1:47 to go here in the first. Graham stoned right at the line of scrimmage this time.
How about that? That could be a collision of the game right there as well.
Big hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Nathan Bettis coming in there and laying a lick.
There's Tavion Nelson, sophomore will linebacker. Lots of playing time, and both of these teams are young. They're going to be really good here in a year or two, and they're getting great varsity experience right now, some of these young sophomores and juniors. Trotter fell forward, no flag for the hit after he went down.
Well, Romeo Ortiz, sorry, Don, Romeo Ortiz is that guy, right? He wasn't sure if he was down or not. Lost his footing, but just wanted to make sure that he was down.
Yeah, you can see my bad. This little.
I'm going to play whistle to whistle, man.
Testosterone going through a 17-year-old body.
Yeah, Romeo Ortiz, though, is that kind of ball player. I mean, this guy is an absolute electric defender.
Third down and long. A little bubble complete and short of the first down in Marshall territory, down to the 36-yard line. They need the 34, and they're going to go for it here quickly as well. It's about 4th and 3. They marked that short. And the quarter's just going to come to an end. They're going to try to get them to jump. They're not. So it'll be 4th and 3. When we come back with second quarter action, we'll flip ends and get the second quarter underway. Harlan leads it 7-0. Time for our first quarter highlights rather. The San Antonio Ready to Work highlights, where you can train for a better paying, higher quality job. Harlan scored first. Adrian McDade with the 14-yard score. And then the defense came through. Dwayne Winfield caused the fumble. That gave the ball back to the Hawks. They started driving it down the field, and now as we switch ends, they've got it inside Marshall territory right at the 37. They need 3, and this is a 4th down play. And the quarterback keeps, and he's got the first down. Good call there by Eddie Salas' staff. And I think they were all looking for those speed guys. And all of a sudden, Rick Trotter just kept it, pulled it, and picked up the first down.
Yeah, really impressive play, because it looked like, just off the jump, that Marshall had pretty good penetration and was going to be there to make a play, but Trotter, really nice job getting downfield and getting some fresh sets of downs.
It's a San Antonio Zoo first down as they have 3 in the backfield. Looking at the sidelines for the play. Here's Trotter to Graham. Givery still on his feet, pushing forward. He's fighting for every inch. I think he probably picks up about 3.5. It'll be second down. His hat came off. means he might have to come out of the game here, and he does. And McDade comes in, who scored the touchdown. Still haven't seen them go to Peyton Matthews, the all-everything receiver who's going to Rice, 4x100 regional champion, outstanding speedster. You got to find ways to get him the ball, Eddie Salas said before the game. And as this one goes on, I bet they will. We've got a flag down, maybe a false start or delay a game.
Yeah, it's an interesting problem to have if you're Harlan, right? You got two really strong running backs.
There's no penalty for false start.
Matthews also can run the football if need be. Right now, your running game's been pretty darn good. Chewing up clock, moving the sticks. So far, there hasn't been a real big reason to put the ball in the air.
There you saw Eddie Salas. He's done a great job building this program. Been here since 2017. Played at Jefferson and coached all over town as they throw it to Schultz. And he gets down to the 20, knocking on the door of the Central Med Red Zone. Salas began his career in '99 as a teacher at Highlands and then moved to Bernie as an assistant football coach. Coached softball. Been a defensive coordinator at Bernie Champion. Was over at Holmes as the head coach. Led the Huskies to their best record in 15 years. We've got an injured Ram on the field. And we will step aside. Good to see Marshall's Nathaniel Godinez at least putting some weight on that left leg as he is helped off the field. And he'll be looked at by that training staff.
They've been really thin on the back end, Don, with their DBs and safeties, and they've rotated a lot of guys in and out, so they can ill afford to lose a player of that stature.
There's a completion down to the 5. And we talked about him being a running quarterback, and you said, yes, he can throw too, and proved it right there. A nice strike to Xavier Smith. They'll go quickly here. They hand off, and Marshall coming through from the right up the middle was Ryder Pollock, and he made a nice tackle there.
Yeah, and Tavion Nelson's another guy they got their eye on. They really like this young man, just a sophomore, number 20. He's been in on a couple plays here, but very nice play there by Ryder Pollock.
Bringing a jumbo package here. A couple of big tight ends checking into the game.
Both players on the field. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
I didn't catch that. 12 men on the field. And so they'll go first and goal right there from the 2 as Lance Bowler checked in. And down to the 1-yard line is Adrian McDade. Nice play by the Marshall D to keep him out, but the Hawks are knocking on the door.
Braylon Bailey, number 9, really good job coming in there and plugging up that hole. Otherwise, that was going to score, but yeah, Harlan knocking at the door for their second score of the night.
Jordan Grady comes in at quarterback. He's a running back on the roster. They snap it to him, Wildcat, and he walks in behind those big boys on the left-hand side of the line. It's 13-0 Harlan.
Jordan Grady out of the Wildcat. That's the thing that they really like to do with 4 in there, Peyton Matthews, but not tonight. Jordan Grady, the junior, getting a shot to get his name in the box score.
And the sophomore, Cartanega, on to attempt an extra point. He's perfect on the year. Don't mean to jinx him, but he hadn't missed all season. And you can't jinx him. He's 15 for 15 on the season. And the Harlan Hawks have a 14-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. And speaking of the Gomez Law Firm, Matt Powell, attorney over at Gomez Law, joins us now. How are you tonight?
Doing well, Matt. Thanks for having us back.
Doing well as well. you guys obviously sponsoring Thursday Night Lights once again. Why is it you continue to give back so much to the community this way?
Well, Matt, at Gomez Law Firm, we see ourselves as the law firm of San Antonio. We've been here for more than 50 years. We were born here. We have cases all over Texas, all over the country, but all of our staff, all of our lawyers live and work here in San Antonio, and we want to give back to this community.
You guys also do a lot with education scholarships as well. Why is that so important to Mr. Gomez?
Well, he's been giving back to this community as long as he has been in it. He was a lawyer. Not only that, he was a state rep. He cares about this community. He sponsors scholarships. We give away school supplies. We want to be in this community for the long haul.
You also went to high school here, played football here as well. So obviously integrated into this community. He's been here for 50 years as well. So what is it about the Gomez Law Firm that makes you guys a little bit different than everybody else?
Well, we're not one of these big law firms with 100 lawyers that you're never going to see the same person. You're going to deal with one attorney, one member of the staff. They're going to take care of you directly. And that's the kind of lawyer that I would want if I needed one.
Absolutely, Matt. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. From Matt and Matt Squared, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mats. Second down. Glover straight ahead. We'll pick up about 3, and that'll set up about 3rd down and 5.
Glover's looking for contact, isn't he? You know you're going to get it, man. A lot of fire in the hole, especially with this straight-ahead run game that Marshall likes to showcase night after night. Man, I'll tell you what, he's really good at falling forward.
He's got some big old boys blocking for him up there. 70, Ethan Espinosa, 6'1", 275. Clearing the way there. Hand off to him again on a counter. Good tackle there short of the first down as there's a big collision. And it'll set up 4th down and 1. And it looks like they want to punt this away, down 2 scores. Kind of a dangerous place to go for it there on their own 33. So they'll run out Romeo Ortiz, their punter. And Schultz is back to receive him. We've already seen from Schultz just how shifty he can be in the open field. So we'll see if he has a chance to return this one off the foot of Romeo Ortiz. Gets it off after a good rush. Schultz will let it bounce and check up there, and they'll just down it. Good roll for Marshall down to the 26. Harlan will have it up 2 scores when we come back. We are back, and we've got a flag down here on the first down
Offense,
for Harlan.
number 2.
False start. That'll
5
back him
yards.
up 5. It'll be first down and 15. Chuck, they're playing Macho Man, your favorite song. It's our Moonlight Ballroom Smile Cam, San Antonio's premier venue for all quinceaneras, sweet 16s, and graduation parties. For more information, visit moonlightballroomsa.com.
They were people, but they lived in a village, so therefore they were the village people.
That's right. Everybody thinks of YMCA, but Macho Man. Haven't heard that one in about 40 years. Nice completion, and look out in the open field. Still going forward to the outside and fighting off defenders all the way down inside the 30.
The Rice Man. It's not the Rice Man. I beg my pardon.
Yeah, I couldn't read the number. Jordan Grady, who scored the last touchdown.
Jordan Grady. I really like that play design, right? Everybody thinks you're going to run it. It's kind of a jump pass to the outside, and wow. Jordan Grady, welcome to the Harlan Athlete Party.
Yeah, Rick Trotter taking a shot there as he got rid of the football, hanging tough in there right as he got lit up. It's a countywide service company first down for the Hawks. Big gainer there. Now they move the Rice Man into the backfield, and they hand it to him, and there's Peyton Matthews. Nowhere to go, but you could see the speed that he has to get to the outside and keep his clothes clean. Didn't hit the field, but nowhere to go there, even with all that speed.
Yeah, dude, they've got, so that 4x1 track team that they got finished 5th at state last year, and I think darn near all of them are coming back. So look out UIL in the springtime.
Maybe a free play here. Overshot the receiver Grady. I didn't. And there is a flag down, or Eddie's looking for one.
Yeah, Don, I was all excited. I kept thinking, man, we're going to get to see this guy more than likely in the San Antonio Sports High School All-Star Game, Peyton Matthews, and it's like, nope, he's going to Rice.
He's going to be gone.
And that's some of the things we have to battle every year when we are lining the guys up, I mean, Eddie Salas couldn't even nominate him.
We've got so many great players in San Antonio, and kid from Johnson, Hawkins, who went to IMG, going to be an All-American. Little bubble screen here. Give it to Grady. Grady's going to pick up the first down and more. Inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Harlan! Ivory Graham for 6, and it's 20 to nothing with the extra point to come.
What an impressive player this young man is. We saw him a lot last year, a really good player too for these Harlan Hawks, but look at him setting up his own blocks and then patiently waiting for little smidgens of daylight, run right through him and stands up on his way to the end zone.
Cartanega's extra point. He is now 16 for 16 on the season. And we are staying here so I can tell you about San Antonio sports. TNL always highlights teams every week for our Beyond the Game program. They're making a difference in our communities, these teams, middle school programs, high school programs. Let's hear more about it from San Antonio Sports' Jenny Carnes and from Valero.
San Antonio Sports has teamed up with Valero once again to recognize our high school and middle school teams that exhibit key values through their actions and efforts within their schools and their communities. We are thrilled to have Valero on our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us each and every day.
At Valero, we treat every day like game day. We're excited to support a program that celebrates student athletes who exemplify key values: integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. These principles are deeply rooted in Team Valero and essential to success in life.
Teams will be recognized on CWSA's Thursday Night Lights, News 4 San Antonio, and Fox San Antonio's morning shows and weekend sports shows, and of course on social media. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio High School All-Star Football Game in the Alamo Dome.
For more than 40 years, Valero has been committed to being a good neighbor and building stronger communities. Team Valero is taking action today to build a better tomorrow by generously offering their time and skills. It's truly uplifting to see so many teams giving back selflessly, and we're honored to collaborate with San Antonio Sports and Beyond the Game to celebrate these exceptional students.
Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. You can visit sanantoniosports.org to learn more about the program and nominate teams and individuals today.
Thanks, Jenny. Love everything that Jenny and San Antonio Sports do. And big news this week as San Antonio has secured a national volleyball championship for the NCAA and another men's regional basketball championship coming up in 26 and 27. Of course, don't forget we've got the Final Four back here in San Antonio this spring in April at the Alamo Dome. So Jenny and San Antonio Sports and of course Valero doing great things for our community, both with the events that impact the economy and with these programs that serve the community. Let's go down to the field and Matt Roy. Matt?
Good things for the community is Joe Corchado, the owner over at Beluga Air. Joe, how are you tonight?
Good, and yourself?
Doing well, man. Can't complain when I'm watching some high school football. You guys are giving back to the community by giving away our Scholar Athlete Award this year. Why'd you guys choose to sponsor here on TNL?
So I've always wanted to give back to the kids. They work hard in the school. They work hard on the field. So I really wanted to give back on that, as doing that Scholar.
What is your message for the people that are watching tonight that might not know what Beluga Air is or represents?
What I would really like to say, thank y'all. We appreciate everybody that's trusted Beluga Air, let my employees in your home, and just want to say thank you. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here today.
We got something exciting next week too. You want to tell everybody what it is?
Tune in next week. We'll be giving some giveaways, so please tune in next week, and we'll see what we can give away.
All right. About this time next week, we're gonna have a QR code on the screen for you, so don't miss it then. Don, Chuck, back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. Joe, relatively new to TNL. He's been a great sponsor. We appreciate him and all he does. As Marshall now has a third down situation and about 6-7 left as the Harlan defense, inspired by the play of their offense, is really bowed up here in the second quarter. 4:33 to play. Marshall trying to get on the board here before the half. And inside to Glover, he's got room right up the middle. He's got speed to burn to the 40, to the 30, and inside the 25-yard line. And you could see all that speed we talked about on the pregame, Chuck.
Oh, 100%. How about the quick hitter when nobody saw it coming? We talked about all the run formations that Marshall will throw at you, and I mean literally nobody saw that one coming. And then, man, you give Mr. Glover some room, and he's going to take as much as he can possibly get. What a gash play that was, and needed most definitely by these Marshall Rams.
They're trying to score here to get back in this ball game. Three receivers to the right. It's a countywide service company first down. They wanted to run the option. And Donovan Lopez now the quarterback. We told you we would see both. And now he's in there. He wanted to pitch it and just didn't have enough time to give it to Ryan Hayes.
Yeah, because big number 97, and I do mean big, 6'3", over 200 pounds, Ryan Ciccarillo, 2-year starter, could have put him on the highlight reel tonight as well at the top of the show.
Second and long, Lopez rolls, throws, has a man down there and just missed him as he was looking for Lincoln Welker. Lopez is the senior, by far more attempts this year coming into this ball game than Chapa. He's thrown for 188 yards and a touchdown. He also likes to run the football, 25 carries on the season, and they're going to talk it over here on third and about 14.
Now we get a chance to maybe talk about Ciccarillo a little bit. I mean, the kid runs a sub 540. He's running a 4.8. You're going to play college football somewhere. They're looking for the right fit for him, but he's talking to Eddie Salsa about it. He goes, I just look at him. He just looks like a grown man.
He does.
He plays like one too, man.
And as we mentioned, he's the only guy in that 7-man box for the Hawks that is a returning player. So his leadership has been instrumental for this Harlan defense. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
There's Eddie Salas, his defense trying to keep Marshall out of the end zone here with 3:10 to play. Donovan Lopez, the senior, checking in for this drive. I'll hand it to Glover. And Glover does a good job of bullying forward to the 25-yard line. And they may run out their kick team here and try a long one. And it looks like they will. Reed Castellanos has kicked a 37-yarder this year. This one would be about 47, would it not? No, 42?
Yeah, about a 42-yarder. Well, we're obviously playing the analytics game right there, right? Third and forever.
Get your guy into position.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Maybe
test his longest distance. We don't know what he can kick. He's got a 37-yarder on the board this year, but he may can go for 50. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he likes that left hash.
Hey, don't forget our Christus Children's Band Grant. You get a chance to vote. Just scan the QR code there. One of the bands that we feature all season long will walk away with a $5,000 band grant brought to you by Christus Children's. You can also go to cw35.com/station/contests. We'll call it 43 for Castellanos. That was low, not going to get up enough. And it is no good. And with 2:59 to go, Harlan will take over. Just mishit that one like a 1-iron.
Well, I think from the Harlan standpoint, right, you really like what you're getting from your offense, but they kind of knew what they were going to be able to do in terms of that side of the ball. But I think Eddie Salas has got to be pretty pleased with what his defense has been able to do against this really stout run game for Marshall tonight. I mean, to be able to keep these guys off the board in the first half so far, really impressive. And he was really looking for growth as we reach, the midway point of the season, and I think he's gotten it so far.
All right, Harlan wants to put one more on the board before halftime. Schultz has it. He's in the open field. And again, Schultz really crafty at finding the seam, picks up a countywide service company first down, and tick-tock, Harlan has 2 of their 3 timeouts left as we get near 2.5 minutes to go here in the half.
It just seems like every guy that touches the football for these Harlan Hawks is just super twitchy and has amazing feet.
It's a countywide service company first down. They go to the air. They go deep, wide open, caught. It's Schultz to the 20. It's a foot race. He's going to score. Touchdown, Harlan. It's Kalen Gerbich Schultz again.
And we're talking about all these studs that Harlan has, and leave it to Eddie Salas to kind of introduce us to a couple of new ones here tonight. Gerbich Salas, what a play. A lot of speed to burn. Gerbich Schultz. Eddie Salas, man, his crew really lighting it up tonight. Running game, passing game, everything clicking so far in the first half for the Hawks.
And Cartanega makes it 28-0 as the Harlan Hawks have unleashed the right arm of Rick Trotter. Coming into this game, he's our running quarterback. We're working with him on the passing game. And he just threw a perfect dime to Schultz there for the score.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job. And, they wanted to see him kind of grow up in the system. And, he's been forced to play full-time now with the injury to Aiden Pitchford. But I think the biggest thing, Don, when you're talking about a young quarterback getting his first varsity snaps, the one thing that pops to me is he just doesn't turn the ball over either, right? He's making the most of his limited throws or his limited chances when he gets back there to throw it. Making good throws, good strong reads, and you can tell that he's starting to get more and more comfortable with each passing week.
Plus, he's been, grown up in this culture. Harlan is a winner. They went 12-1 last year. They were 8-0 in district and were the district champions. Started off this season beating East Central and Madison. They lost big to Brennan, but that score was a little misleading because they had 2 punt errors in the kicking game that led to quick touchdowns for Brennan and a fumble and a turnover. That one got out of hand. And then they bounced back with putting up 57 last week against an O'Connor team that we saw earlier this year that was a solid squad. So they too have long playoff aspirations, and even though they come in here with younger guys this year, it's a culture of winning breeds winning in the JV level, and they come up to the varsity level and they expect to win.
Yep, they've never not made the playoffs. Eddie Salas has built this program from the ground up, and I think this year going in, he was really comfortable with the returnees that he had at the skill position. He was just really concerned about growing up his quarterbacks fast, and I think they've been equal to the task.
Glover's got it in the open field again, and he's gone! This one's going to the house. Jalen Glover, 73 yards, and Marshall is on the board.
Well, that didn't take long if you're going to answer right. Man, that's 2 quick hitters that they are just cleaning up on that offensive line. Ford, Arguijo, Elizondo on the left side, and then Arguijo and Cervera on the right side.
I think that was Jacob Montoya and 52, the center, Hamza Harhara, who just, Chuck, that was right up your Green Bay Packer. What is, you get a seal here and a seal here, and you run it in the alley. Vince Lombardi, right?
Yeah, when you got a guy like Jalen Glover, right, it doesn't take much, but yeah, you're right. It was Harhara and Costahea over there on that left side just doing the deed.
Two really good seal blocks right there at the point of attack. And Jalen Glover did the rest, 73 yards.
Shout out to the Harlan offensive line too, by the way.
Yeah, they've been doing their job.
Yeah, everybody's having a night up front.
And they've got a celebration axe.
The battle axe. Got that one on tape, I think.
Future TNL photog there.
Even mom and dad are watching the replay.
Let's go down to Matt Roy. Matt?
Well, guys, we have a special observer down here on the sideline. Wide receivers coach from Rice, Bobby Kennedy, down here on the sideline, watching his future star at Rice University, Peyton Matthews. And I was asking him non-specific questions. Don't want to get anyone in trouble, but obviously Peyton's going to be transferring over there in January once he gets his GED. And I just asked him, how nice is it to get guys on campus early, get them acclimated? He says it helps a lot as long as those kids have the right attitude and don't get overwhelmed by college when you're a 17, 16, 18-year-old kid. And I think we can all assume that Mr. Matthews has his good head on his shoulders because he's going to be going in January.
That's him right there on that return, and that brought Coach to his feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody's going to be able to handle the transition from high school to college, it's Peyton Matthews. I mean, the kid's in the top 10 in his class, and we've been talking about him for years. Elite hair, doesn't hurt. I mean, he's got everything going for him, but boy, I'll tell you what, they've got a lot of talented players. I mean, obviously he's right up there at the top, but Eddie Salas doing a really good job tonight, spreading the wealth and showcasing a lot of his guys, but you know, as the games get bigger, there are going to be a lot more touches for 4.
They'll do a little practice of their 2-minute offense here. So they go to Matthews again, and he lost the football. It's out, and I believe that Harlan got it back at the last second there. It's 16 coming away with it.
Boy, that's a good hustle play right there, wasn't it?
Smith, yeah, because Marshall had it first. It came out, and Marshall had it, and it just went through their hands. I think it's 41 here. Rips it out. And then 42 comes in, and I thought he had it.
Yeah, he certainly had a lot of opportunities to get that ball back for the Marshall Rams, but there is a flag down. Didn't catch and see what it was, but regardless, Harlan dodging a major bullet right there.
So it's a false start on Harlan. That'll back him up. They still, as we've seen, have plenty of time to score. Here's our player profile from IBEW Local 60. It's Romeo Ortiz. This guy can flat out kick the ball. He kicks off, he punts. 4-year starter as we get back to live action. And that handoff goes right up the middle. He's second down at about 12 for Harlan. They have 2 timeouts. They just burned one right here. So they'll have 1 left with a minute to go. And Chuck, as you know, Eddie Salas was up comfortably in this game. Now it's a 3-score game, 28-7. But this is a long, long district season, and this is a young team. So this is a perfect time to work on that 2-minute offense. And there is no question he's trying to score here before the half.
Well, he is aggressive, especially when he gets the ball on offense. He spent a lot of time, he told me, on defense. This year he goes where he feels like, you know, that's where they're the youngest. That's where they need to grow up the most. So he spent a lot more time on that side of the ball. But it's pedal to the metal if you're playing for Eddie Salas. And if there's time on the clock, yeah, we're going to try to score, see if we can get some more points.
So he'll have one timeout. Great test for his young quarterback here. A minute 10 left, and offensive coordinator coaching them up here as they're telling these guys, I'm sure, get out of bounds when you can. We've only got one timeout. We've got plenty of time. Second down and long, and you can now look for Matthews in the slot on the right-hand side of the formation. 3 to the top of your screen, and they look like they're going to reverse to him, and they do, and he's gone. Matthews to the 20, to the 15, pushed out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and just like that, with a minute to go, they burn 10 seconds, and they pick up 40 yards, a first down, and still have plenty of time to score right here from the 12-yard line.
Oh, and while we're at it, he can play football. Well, you look at that GPA, I mean, give me a break, man.
You don't go to Rice if you don't have that, and as smart a student as he is good a football player. Gonna throw it, little fade, caught, touchdown! Xavier Smith gets rewarded for that hustle on the fumble recovery and gets into the end zone.
I mean, you could sit here and take notes on these Harlan Hawks all day. I mean, that was not an easy play, right? Try to do a little back shoulder, and he goes right over the defender and makes a play.
What do they call that? You got mossed? He mossed him. With tough juggling catch. They're going to wear out Cardenaga's right leg here before halftime, as he kicks another extra point right down the middle. It's 35-7, and the momentum goes right back to the Harlan side of the sideline.
Now we just look at the depth chart on this Harlan ball club, and I mean, they're just letting everybody loose tonight. Great play by the senior Xavier Smith, who only had one catch coming in, but making a play right there and making the most of his opportunity, getting the touchdown.
Went right up over the top of the defender, and that's an incredibly athletic play. His teammates are fired up for him.
As they should be. Man, talk about quick strike ability for your Harlan Hawks.
Don't forget to stick around for the Central Met halftime show. We will hear from both bands. David Chancellor has our scholar athletes as well. That's coming up in 55 seconds, and we'll see what Marshall can do with 2 timeouts and a minute to go. They'll do the little pooch kick. And we're back in 15 seconds as the flag flies.
Flags on the play for the kickoff out of bounds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Harlan's kickoff team was offsides, and so they'll mark off yardage here. It'll be first down and 10 from the 33 with 55 seconds to go, but Glover has proven he only needs about 7.
Right?
Pressure coming, a little screen that's caught. It's good play design and really good catch there by the fullback to go down and get it around his shoe tops.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, really good job, I thought, too. But just the sneaky play design by the Harlan Hawks staying at home, Aiden Palmer included.
Clock runs now under 30 seconds to go. Chop up back in at quarterback, and he takes a shot after getting about a yard. Big 99 in there. That's Connor Stevens. And we've got an injured Hawk. And it looks like it's a right shoulder.
Jaden Zeno.
He's up and walking off. That's good to see.
Yeah, he's made a couple of big plays tonight. Another downhill defender for these Harlan Hawks. Really made a leap here defensively this evening, knowing that they had to stop the run. Other teams have run on them pretty well, but and to hold these guys to one big home run ball, it's a pretty impressive defensive performance so far.
So with 10 seconds to go, we'll see what Tim Williams wants to do here. Maybe just get out of the half, try Glover one more time. He's dangerous. He's got enough speed to get there. And he goes head hunting, and that'll be the end of the half. As Glover with a nice chunk of yardage there. That'll add to his stats, but that'll end the half. It's been all Harlan Hawks here in the first half. 35-7 our score. They'll go into the locker room and talk about it, and we'll go down to Matt Roy as soon as he wrangles Coach Eddie Salas in what should have been, or probably is, a very happy head coach the way his team has executed here tonight on both sides of the ball. Here's Matt, and here's Coach.
Coach, on offense, explosive play after explosive play. What's going right for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think our kids are playing well right now. They're running the ball well. We're throwing well. We look like we, our kids have made some big improvements throughout the season, and so excited for them.
Coach, I know I've been doing this long enough to know the coaches aren't always happy during halftime. What do you guys need to fix in the second half?
I'll tell you, one play on defense for us, it's, their little sprint draw back coming back, and we need to take care of that. That's what's gotten them big yards, and we need to fix that. I'm
sure you will. Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
All right, when we come back, it's our Central Med halftime show. We'll hear from the band. Stick around for that. They're good. And David Chancellor with our Scholar Athletes of the Week. That's straight ahead.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Another great week to be on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. The Marshall Marching Band is on the field right now. We spoke to their director of bands a little bit earlier this week. Take a listen.
My name is Kevin Tapp. I've been band director at John Marshall High School since 2007. I'm entering my 30th year of teaching. The band this year, we have a lot of incoming freshmen. We have, I believe, 20 seniors and about 45 incoming freshmen, so it's a young group. The title of our show this year is called Behind the Smile. It's really based off of the Joker and the many different facets of his personality: happiness, sadness, anger. And so we try to portray that in the show. It's been really successful for us this year. We finished first at our first contest and second at our second competition this year. So it's actually been a very successful season for us thus far. And the next thing on the docket for us, we have a competition this weekend in Davenport High School. Competition there, which will be a prelims finals competition. After that, we have UIL on October 19th. And then 2 weeks after that, we have our area marching championships. So we have a lot of competition still yet for the season. I just want to do a huge shout out to our administration, Mr. Halley and Mrs. Bray, who are the principals for our high school and our Magnet program. Also want to give a shout out to our great Band Booster organization, who works tirelessly helping the kids. They chaperone, provide financial support to make it happen. And of course, I have a fantastic team of directors on my staff: Dan Bentley, Brianna Freitas, John Schmidt. I'm so blessed to have great kids, great staff, and we just work together to give the best possible product we can for Marshall High School.
It's time to vote for the Christian Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Marshall High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute 2 schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. On Trainer Appreciation Day, the Marshall High School football team provided their athletic trainers with ice cream floats, honoring them for their tireless efforts throughout the summer and football season. The football team from Davenport High School spent a morning welcoming students back to school at Garden Ridge Elementary, high-fiving and opening doors, then reading to several classes of future Wolves. These athletes demonstrated the beyond-the-game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their athletes to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
35-7 here at Dub Ferris Stadium on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. The Hawks all over the Rams early, setting up to be a good second half, though those pesky Rams always making comebacks in the second half. But if you want to know more about the high school athletics in our area, make sure you tune into Sneakers and Cleats. It's our podcast over at News 4 and Fox SA. We do a short episode every week talking about our TNL Top 10 and our TNL matchup of the week. It's me, Don Harris, Chuck Migatinick breaking everything down. And hey, if you're interested in San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Cowboys, UTSA Roadrunners coverage as well, we have got it all for you. Chuck Migatinick and I, for example, today talking Cowboys against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, also talking Spurs Media Day, and of course doing our High School Hype Squad episode for previewing TNL. If you can look that up on YouTube and see it on the News 4 YouTube page and the Fox SA YouTube page, and also anywhere you get your podcast. Again, just search Sneakers and Cleats. Now, the Harlan Marching Band is coming onto the field here momentarily. We spoke with their director of bands a little bit earlier this week. This is what they had to say.
I'm the director of bands here at Harlan High School. This is now my 3rd year here, but my 18th year of teaching. So I've got a little bit of experience, but it's just been super fun working here at Harlan. We have quite a few students this year. We have grown to over 200 students. Last year we were at about 155-ish, 160, and this year we've blown up to over 200. Our show this year is called Steam City. We have a steampunk vibe going with our show. You'll see our uniforms are slightly different from our normal marching band uniforms. We have our these black jackets that kind of cover up the top of our bodies with these shakos that we've kind of doctored up to have a little more of a steampunk look. It's really neat. I'd like to thank John Alvarado for helping kind of lead the pack on that. We've saved a whole bunch of money with his help. We had our first contest, and many of the students that passed by were like, "Whoa, that's really cool." So, it hypes up our students, and they get really excited when other students from other schools enjoy seeing what they see. So our very first competition, we went up to Buda, Texas. We came in 4th in prelims. We came in 10th at finals, and we were really excited. Show's not complete, so it's just going to keep getting better and better as we go on. They're long days, and the kids handled themselves really well. We had a football game the night before, got home sometime after midnight, got back to school at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get back that evening until about 1:30, and the kids just handled themselves so well within those 48 hours of football game / competition, and it's just great to see the students light up when we have a great show on the field. Our boosters are just incredible. We have just an awesome team of parents that help out, and they're doing the same grind as the students are. I mean, so definitely our parents are so awesome, and it's just a giant group of support. Of course, my associates, Stephen, Savannah, and Claudia, that are here with us, just working with the students constantly, grinding, as they say, just constantly getting better, and it's just awesome. And then, of course, our feeder middle school directors, Roel Canales and Rochelle Molina, that just super hard workers and always encouraging us, and we get out there weekly, and, you know, it's just they're totally in and helping us out and getting everything, you know, situated for our future. So they're awesome as well.
To vote for the Harlan High School Marching Band, who is soaring onto the field right now, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christian Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
The Blue Talents Pep Squad officers include Lieutenant Lieutenant Marcella Ippolito, Lieutenant Apple Sparrow, Lieutenant Audrey Patella, Co-Captain Amarillo Camilo, Co-Captain Milo Severs, Captain
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back. Every week on TNL, we showcase amazing student athletes. And at the end of the year, our sponsor, Beluga Air, whose owner is Joe Corchado, who you heard from a little bit earlier, will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the students that we feature this season on TNL. Our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from Marshall and Harlan.
Harlan High School's Lauren Valerie is a name to remember and one that softball coaches have known for years. As a sophomore, she was ranked as one of the top 30 third basemen in the entire country.
Obviously, I was super excited because, I mean, it's put out there for the world to see, and I just feel like it gets my name out there and helps, like, colleges just get to know me.
All you need to know is this: she is a home run. 101 GPA, number 6 in her class out of 648 students. If she has free time, she's either playing softball or studying, even though she already has a scholarship to East Texas Baptist.
I feel like since I'm ranked in the top 10, my ultimate goal is to try to finish in the top 10 just to have that, like, I don't know, just kind of status and be proud.
She's one of a kind, although not, because Lauren has a twin brother named Clint.
He's actually ranked number 9, so I'm ranked number 6 and he's 9, so yeah, he's pretty high up there too.
Does he play sports?
Yes, he played football for a little bit, but he's currently playing baseball.
Are you a better softball player than he is a baseball player?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So let me get this straight. You have better grades and you're a better athlete.
Yes. The competition's always going.
Don't feel bad, Clint. Almost everyone finishes second to your sister. Elliot Copeland is a gifted student at Marshall High School. 103 GPA, number 2 in his class, and a 1450 on the SATs. Wait, 1450? 1600's perfect.
You almost got a perfect score on the SAT?
Pretty close. A 1450. It could have been higher.
Come on. Come on, you're just being greedy.
He's on the debate team, the Honor Society. He even created the school's Model UN Club. And then he found out his sophomore year he had another gift, tennis.
The summer of my sophomore year, my friend had encouraged me to join the tennis team. So the coach then had a bunch of summer practices. There were like 2 or 3 a week. And I kind of just fell in love with it there. I was pretty good for having just started. I made the varsity team. Tennis has taught me valuable lessons about hard work and like sticking with something all the way through, being part of a team. So my life wouldn't be as complete without tennis.
Elliot spent 2 years on the San Antonio Youth Commission, where he helped create mental health surveys, which were then used to convince the city council to spend millions of dollars on youth mental health services.
I would think you can take this resume and do anything you want in the world. What are you going to do?
Something in politics, staff work at the beginning, but I don't know, whatever life takes me, I want to help people is my goal. I don't know what that looks like just now, but something with that.
Time for our halftime highlights, and it was all Harlan early as they lit up the scoreboard, jumping out to a 28-0 lead. Grady with the touchdown there, and then the 63-yarder to Schultz. He goes the distance. It was 28-0 at that point, and then Jalen Glover answered for Marshall. The speed, 73 yards. We thought that Marshall would have the momentum going into the half, but the Harlan Hawks answered. Xavier Smith going over the top with the catch for the touchdown here, and that made it 35-7. That's where we are, and we'll start second half action when we come back. It is time for second half action. Rhino Roofers kickoff, and it'll be done by the Harlan Hawks, and Marshall will have the ball first here in the second half. We appreciate you sticking with us through the CentroMed halftime show and ready for the second half action. We fielded right at the 5-yard line, and Marshall will bring it out. Good coverage there by Harlan down, and they'll start the ball short of the 25, about the 23.5. We'll see if the Marshall Rams can get something going here to get back in this football game. Tim Williams trying to fire up his squad. We go down to Matt Roy, who talked to Coach Williams at the half.
Guys, Coach Williams said his message to his guys was very simple. Stay strong and fill your gaps. Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Number 11, Nathaniel Godinez, he is out for the rest of the game, so going to have to be relying on a little bit of depth there. We are going to see both quarterbacks, Donovan Lopez and Chase Chapa, in this game. But, guys, we know it's not impossible. We saw a 20-point comeback last week on TNL. 28-0, right?
20 in the fourth quarter last week. So, yeah, anything's possible on TNL, but not going to happen if they're going backwards. Ball got loose for Chase Chapa, and he got back on it. It'll be 2nd down and 14.
You know, it's just interesting how these games kind of develop, right? I mean, Marshall goes right down the field on their first drive trying to tie it. They're deep in enemy territory, but they turn the ball over. Then the next time they get the ball, they got, 3rd and short and then 4th and short, decided to punt the ball away. And just because they haven't been able to get any stops on defense, things kind of got loose here pretty quickly in the first half. And so far, as you take it, Jalen Glover's remarkable first half, right? I mean, that's a lot of yardage. Of course, he's one of the best backs in town, so probably not a surprise there. But you've had to play pretty much perfectly on offense in order to match what Harlan has done so far on offense, and it has just not been the case in 2 rough start plays here to begin the 3rd quarter.
3rd and 15. Deep in their own territory. Chappell wants to throw it. He's getting hit as he throws, and that ball's incomplete. And they'll have to punt the football here deep in their own territory. Romeo Ortiz will be standing at about his own 10-yard line here, and so Harlan sends Schultz back to receive, and they're going to have really good field position.
A great job by Jay Benzino. Glad to see him back out on the field right there. I mean, everybody kind of just stayed in their zone and made sure they protected the entire field. I mean, they were trying to catch Harlan, maybe get him to swing to one side of the field, but nope, their defense stayed right at home and forced a punt.
So it's Ortiz, fields it, gets it away, good kick, past the 40, back in Schultz all the way up, and fair catches at the 34, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Great kick there by Romeo Ortiz.
No kid, no win.
As Rick Trotter trots back out onto the field to see if the Harlan offense can get going here in the 3rd quarter. He's got trips to his left. It's a quarterback called draw, and he's got a lot of space. He's across the 40 and forced out of bounds. But a good call there by the Harlan offensive coordinator as they loaded up to the left side and then ran it right.
Well, you can't say enough about the job that Trotter has done here in this football game. We talked about what they wanted to see some growth in tonight. Well, they've gotten at their quarterback position. I mean, you can't do it any better than he did, right? 12 of 12, 232 yards and 3 scores in the first half.
Has not missed on a pass tonight. Handed off and pushed over, head over heels backwards is McDade after a gain of 2.5. It'll be 2nd down. And yeah, I feel bad saying anything because you don't want to jinx him. He's got a Jared Goff going right now. Perfect game. Oh, what a tough fall. If that happened to either one of us, we wouldn't get up for a month.
Right. Well, remember, this is a guy that squats 500 pounds, man. It's going to take more than that to keep that fella down.
Rubber band man. It's again a keeper. Trotter's got it to the 20 inside the red zone. Spins out of a tackle to the 10. Touchdown, Harlan. What a run by Rick Trotter. Oh, my.
You have to change his first name to Globe. All those tricks. I mean, look at this. Gets the snap. Looks like he's going to go left and, wow, finds a huge crease right up the middle and then breaks 2 tackles, spins out of it, and finds the pylon.
What a play by Rick Trotter. It's 41 with the extra point to come by Cartanella. Extra point is good. Harlan leads 42-7.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Premier Pros.
We are back. The Harlan Hawks with a 42-7 lead. They kick this one off. It's fielded at the 2-yard line. And this is that second quarterback that we've seen tonight. Going up across the 25 to the 28. And check out the numbers for Rick Trotter. 5 rushes for 87 yards and a touchdown. And a perfect night throwing the football. Still 12 for 12 as Donovan Lopez had that return. He's in the huddle here. Let's see if he gets this series after Chapa had the last one at QB. And he will. He gets out there with Jalen Glover and the rest of this Marshall offense. First down and 10 from the 27. Ball's on the ground, loose. Harlan's got it. And things go from bad to worse. No, they're going to say that, my bad. The quarterback got on it. I thought for sure that was a Harlan recovery, but good job there by Donovan Lopez.
That's the second time they've had a hard time finding the ears on these first downs to start the second half, and luckily they were able to get back on the football, or Harlan would have been in really good shape again.
Second down, 11 for Lopez. He gives to Glover, and Glover's going backwards. And again, guess who? Big Alexander Sicarillo, number 97.
He's some kind of ball player, and you know, Don, he's probably going to be a linebacker at the next level. You know, at least spitballing. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but you know, just looks like the linebacker prototype. Man, is he a disruptive force on the defensive line for these Harlan Hawks. Good-looking ball player.
One of our IBEW player profiles there is Lopez will throw it, completes the slant for a first down.
Ball come out?
There's a helmet and the ball. It's a first down. Did Harlan recover?
He did.
The ball's out. Harlan recovers. Big hit there by Zero. Cody Brown coming through with the dislodging the football, and it was recovered by number 5 there for the Harlan Hawks, and that is Tavion Ford.
Ooh, Tavion Ford, really good football player, Don. This is a guy that was, I believe, playing running back last year, and we had to stick him in the backfield to try to balance out their defense. But man, this kid's really a good ball player, getting college looks on both sides of the ball.
So first down here, right up the middle, goes Grady. Picks up about 2.5. So even when things go good for Marshall, really nice completion there. I thought they were getting out of real trouble after that fumble and all of that. But a heads-up play as Cody Brown knocked the ball out. Harlan's able to get it back up 42-7. Everything going right for the Hawks tonight.
Absolutely, but man, Tavion Ford making a name for himself too on both sides of the ball. We talked about that, but you know, he's been bothered, they said, by a little bit of a hamstring issue, but this guy is a dude. He's been offered by Texas State as a running back, but UTSA is looking at him as a DB. You can see why.
They'll fire the slant there. It's caught by Schultz. He's made some big plays here tonight, and he picks up a San Antonio Zoo first down, and it's 13 for 13 for the running quarterback.
Don, Chuck, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about G. Ivory Graham, number 7 out there. I was talking to Coach before the game, and you wouldn't know it by how he plays on the field, but the young man is deaf. He went deaf a little bit later in his life, so he can still talk and he can still communicate, but he has to read lips. So he watches the signs on the sideline. If there's an audible, you'll see the quarterback turn to him and actually voice what that audible is. It was really interesting for the coaching staff as well. They had to learn a whole new way of communicating. So last year, when this young man right here, G. Ivory Graham, got onto the team, Coach Salas sat down with about 12 people. His mom, an auditory specialist, special ed teachers, learned how to communicate best with G. Ivory, and now this year, it's like they hit the ground running, guys.
Fantastic. He's a big-time player. All district last year. Regional champ in the 4x100. It's an area record, by the way, of 40.09 in that relay.
Yeah, he's one tough hombre. And
been offered by UTSA.
Yep. getting it done in the classroom as well. I mean, this guy is the real deal, as we can see, and you can see why Ford's got to, do what's best for the team and move to the secondary, because they got a lot of guys that can move the ball on offense, but they've been a little thin, as we talked about earlier, inside the box. Not thin, they've been just a little bit young. And so, Ford's getting a chance to build his resume. G.I.V. Graham's getting a chance to build his resume as well. And boy, what a wonderful problem to have if you're Eddie Salas, right? You've got all these guys, and we've seen it top to bottom. I mean, they're just unleashing these thoroughbreds. Outside, inside, both sides of the ball. I mean, they got a lot of skilled guys here for the Harlan Hawks.
And it goes to show you also what recruiters recruit, right? Speed, speed, speed. Here he is again. And this time he's going to be lassoed down by number 33 of that Marshall defense. As we're getting a new look at some guys into the lineup. That's Jackson Krause, the 11th, the junior defensive back. It's 4th down, and Harlan will run out the kick team. It's been a great night for the extra point man, Carlos Cartagena. And he'll try, last one was low. This one, he's going to try from 44. That one's up, and it is a rocket, and it's no good. But boy, it was long enough. Just missed it wide. 3:45 to play, all Harlan. It's 42-7. Welcome back to Moonlight Ballroom Smile Cam out at the Marshall Pep Rally today. Musical chairs, the drum line having fun. We're back to live action, and a handoff inside, gain of about 5. Marshall tries to get back in this football game behind Jalen Glover. So many great athletes in San Antonio. Glover, one of those. And Chuck, I know you're voting soon, right, for the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. He's one of those guys that has his name in the hat, I'm sure. Here he is again, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so decisive with his moves. And obviously you've seen what he can do in the open field. And then, you add on top of it, I mean, look how many touches he's gotten tonight, right? And he's clearly their most explosive, dynamic player. And, I mean, the guy's got 158 yards rushing on just 18 carries tonight in the score.
3rd down and 5. Big play here for the Rams. They want to keep this drive alive. They'll put it up in the air, go to the outside, and overshooting Lincoln Welker. Lincoln's been targeted 3 times tonight, and all 3 times hadn't really had a chance to even put his hands on the ball.
Well, it's really tough, too, when you got an elite-level safety like Wingfield. He's coming into this ballgame with 26 tackles, a pick and a fumble recovery, and then Adon Palmer, a sophomore. Those guys just blanketed over there. Had that entire side of the field completely bottled up.
Reed Castellanos will punt it away. Schultz is back. Good pressure again. Again, another good kick. Schultz is going to take this one, get to the outside. He'll get near midfield, and Harlan will have it at about the 47-yard line when we come back. 2:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Harlan all over Marshall, 42-7. Whiskey by himself now fires right open over the middle and wide open and gone. Travion Butler, touchdown. First play of the game, Marshall Rams, 53 yards, and it's 6-zip just like that. TNL Flashback brought to you by the great Chris Kotfus, 2021. They run this one in the alley, and it's a big gain of about 10. Might be enough for a 1st down as McDade ran right behind the blocking where it's supposed to go. Nice job by the offensive line. Zone blocking there. Picked up 9. It'll be second down and 1.
That was a great flashback too. You know, it kind of reminds you of the job that Tim Williams did when he got to Marshall, you know, a number of years ago, kind of resurrecting a very proud program. They're taking it on the chin tonight, but man, has he done a great job over there. And you know, I believe is what the oldest neighborhood in the school district.
Yeah, the oldest high school in the Northside district. In fact, I think it was Northside High School at one time.
Of course, you talk about all the great players that have come through there over the years, right? I know what you're thinking, right? 2 guys. Tim Williams would like to have Indy Kalu and Priest Holmes, right?
On the same team. The great David Vizentine coaching that team all the way to the state championship game. The Marshall High School marching band, by the way, is a fun fact here. The 76 band set a world's record for a continuous concert, 52 hours and 3 minutes at Wonderland Mall.
No kidding.
Yep. And I remember back in the 70s and 80s, I went to Churchill, and that was always the claim to fame. Marshall fans, I had some friends that went to church with, they'd say, oh yeah, your football team's good. But our band, and Marshall was known for that marching band back in the 70s and 80s. Won lots of competitions and world famous for that Guinness Book of Records.
Having fun in the stands tonight.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. It's 42-7 as we move to the fourth quarter straight ahead. Time for our San Antonio Ready to Work third quarter highlights. And how about the night Rick Trotter's at? Perfect through the air, and then this run with nice spin out of the contact, going the distance for the score to make it 42-7. Heck of a night for Rick Trotter.
I'll say, heck of a night for these Harlan Hawks in general, right? I mean, it's been a little of this, a little of that. Really good defensive play as well.
So it goes up the middle, and McDade breaking tackles, running hard. Nice gain there of about 15 yards. It'll be a countywide service company first down, and McDade, impressive, looking for contact at the end of this one and finishing it like a college football player.
Yeah, I mean, really elusive. And, you know, Eddie Salas, he knows he's got some good players, right? And he's one of the best guys in town at utilizing what he's got and augmenting what he's got. But he says, I don't know that I've ever had 2 dudes like this at running back. So that's saying a lot.
Yeah, McDade and Graham, both all district. And then you got Schultz, oh, by the way, who's very electric. And then another ball carrier here. And that's number 17, getting a first carry of the game for him, and that's Ryan Anthony.
Yeah, really good penetration, too, by the Marshall defense that time. I couldn't catch the number. I thought it was 19, Jaden Trujillo, at the bottom of that scrum. So good torpedo action right there, getting to the bottom of that one.
And here's a spinning move, another good run by the young man Ryan Anthony, getting a chance to play. Going with lots of second teamers here in the fourth quarter. The entire offensive line has been replaced by the number 2s. Starting quarterback has stayed in, but everybody else has changed as they're going here with their second unit.
Yeah, I imagine, you know, at a school like at Harlan, you know, you're a guy trying to play football. You know, there's a lot of schools that you could probably be starting at, right? But man, it's so hard to get on a field at a school like this. It gets so many weapons.
Look at this. Anthony, again for a big chunk. He's been waiting his chance to play. He's a senior. Inside the Central Med red zone.
Yeah, and a good job by Jaden Leha, the DB from Marshall, coming up and making a play.
Anthony Gonzalez is checked in at left guard. Benjamin Jones in the ball game as well on that offensive line. High snap, looking to Anthony again. He bounces it again and he gets to the 15-yard line. And second down and 8.
Well, the one thing that Eddie Salas was really happy about, knowing what's coming too, that, he talked about, even though we've been young in some spots, he said their JV hasn't lost a ball game, Don, in 4.5 years. They've had a couple of ties along the way, but he really believes winning breeds winning, right? And so he's got enough of a program in place at all levels where, the train kind of keeps rolling down the tracks, right? You got maybe some names that change, but, look how many young guys are getting a chance to play, and then they're playing well when they get their opportunity. Speaking
Anthony's going to go body slammed by the wrestler. The official threw the flag and said, I got you. Frustrating night. And Romeo Ortiz, I'm sure, meant no malice there, but that was right out of WWE. Is that still a thing?
Personal
WWE
foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 42. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot, automatic.
Ortiz, a 4-year starter, the captain, and 2-time all-district player, and he just shows a little frustration here.
Well, I guess yes, but, he didn't pile drive him or anything.
No, he let go at the top if you look at it.
Right. So, I don't know what you're supposed to do at that point. This guy, he is such a great ball player, and they talk about how hard he studies film and knows what's coming and sees the field and all that. And, yeah, sometimes you just at the right place at the right time. It's just, I don't know what you do at that point, right? It's making a big boy play.
First and goal. They'll go to Anthony again, and good job by that Marshall defense to snuff it out. We're seeing some of the Marshall backups on the field as well as Jaden Trujillo makes the tackle there. It'll be second down and goal. Ball's on the 9. It's really not. It's on the 8 now. Move to Anthony again. He finds the seam. Anthony down to the 2. He's got good eyes. I like the way this kid runs.
Yeah, and to his credit too, right? Takes a heavy hit there, toting the rock, and they gave it right back to him on the very next play. So get a chance to show what he can do here on Thursday Night Lights.
Will they reward him with the carry here? He's done all the heavy lifting, getting him down this far. Let's see if he gets to tote the rock for 6 here, out on the 2-yard line. Eddie Salas really content to milk the clock here. We've still got 16 left on the play clock, as we're just ticking by in real time now, as he's trying to really not run up the score, but also give his kids a chance. And Anthony goes walking right in. And you can see his teammates happy for the senior who got a chance to get some minutes here tonight and made the most of them.
He sure did. It was all 17 on this drive, and look at those guys throwing some blocks for him too. Very, very well done up front by the Harlan Hawks, especially Marquez Perkins, the junior. He was getting a little feisty down there too.
Cartagena on to kick it. And as usual, he's right down the middle. It is 49-7. 6 minutes to play here on Thursday Night Lights. If you look at our Monarch trophies, 344-3777, the number to call for your trophy needs, whether you're a business or a team. And they've got it all: plaques, trophies, awards, certificates, anything you need. Monarch Trophies got it, and we'll hand those trophies out to our team champion, Coach Eddie Salas, and our MVP of the game coming up after the game. So stick around for the Central Med post-game show here on Thursday Night Lights.
Yeah, it's been impressive watching these Harlan Hawks tonight, hasn't it? In terms of just the weaponry at their disposal, and obviously Trotter's having a next level kind of ball game.
They stick with the backup QB or the second quarterback tonight. I don't know that he's the backup. They like to play two as they give it to Glover as they stay with Lopez in at quarterback. And Chuck, I am so fired up about the uniforms are tonight because I get to talk about my favorite uniforms in all of South Texas.
Okay, so this is actually a first for the season, I believe. So you've kind of been sandbagging on us, bro.
I think there's been one other. We've had such great, fantastic finishes. There hasn't been time for the uniforms. Give it inside again. Got to get a first down out of that, a countywide service company first down. There's something about the color scheme of Columbia blue and black that I just love. I love it for Villanova. You know, Jay Wright's team's always had that look. And it doesn't work when you use the majority of the color scheme as the baby blue. It works better when you use the majority of the black with the baby blue trim. And they got so much they can do with these uniforms. They've got all white, they've got all black, they can mix the white pants with the black tops, they can go all baby blue if they want to, and I've seen those as well. My favorite Harlan uniform was when they go all black. They did the jerseys tonight. That's still a good look though with the white pants. And it's the colors that pop for me. I think it's clean. I think their helmet logo's clean. I told Eddie Salas, I think based on the color scheme and the way they do it, it's the cleanest uniform in San Antonio. Glover pops this one. And Marshall's got a good look too here. I do think I've got an issue with Marshall's helmets. You got a lot going on there because you got the jersey number on one side, the block M on the other, and the Ram included on that, which is not a bad looking logo. And then you got the jersey number on the other side. It's just a lot. It's just busy. But it's a good color scheme. Marshall's always had that maroon and white look. So I'll give both of them a thumbs up. A+ for Harlan's complete outfit, and an A for Marshall with a B- on the helmet.
I kind of dig the number on one side and the big M with the Ram on the other.
You like both?
Yeah, a little. I do like both too. Yep. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, most weeks these schools do a really good job with how they look.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good unis. Oh, a little fake triple option, wants to throw it. Does, has a man out there wide open. And knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line is Lincoln Welker. Bless his heart, he's got a, oh, it wasn't Lincoln Welker. Yes, it was. Or was it 18 or 80? 80. Yeah, Lincoln Welker. He's, like I said, poor kid's been targeted 6 times tonight and hadn't had a chance to catch one because the throws have been off or high. And tonight, now he's got his catch.
Yeah, so they're down a receivers out with an injury, but you know, Walker's a guy that plays tight end and receiver, and really intelligent ball player. Good player either at tight end or wide receiver.
Run the wishbone. Hand it to Gutierrez for a couple. A lot of kids getting a chance to play tonight. Moonlight Ballroom Smile Cam. Lots of smiles from the Harlan Hawks tonight. They're going to win it here tonight. And they're going to go to 4-1 on the year and 2-1 in district play. And of course, the Moonlight Ballroom is San Antonio's premier venue for quinceañeras, sweet 16s, and graduation parties. For more information, visit moonlightballroomsa.com. CabanaSportsNetwork.com, and it's where you'll find Mr. and Mrs. Mikatinik on most Saturday nights cutting a rug, doing the jitterbug and the waltz.
Don, I think you should see us break dance. I think it's really something to behold.
You almost made the Olympic team.
Oh, come on, man.
It's a countywide service company first down. And keeping it on the wishbone is the quarterback, Lopez. And he'll be brought down. It'll be a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. There's a timeout on the field, and we will take it. Only 1:13 to go here in the fourth quarter, 49-7. Harlan leads it. Welcome back. It's our Moonlight Ballroom and Conference Center Smile Can. And it's the Harlan Band. I wonder if they're going to play after the game. We've been seeing that lately, too. That's pretty cool. Maybe a pitch to the outside to Glover. Look at Glover bouncing off tackles. He's fighting his way inside the 5, and he's had a big night, Chuck.
Oh, indeed he has, man. Creeping up on 200 yards. Looks like he's going to get really close. Right now at 198. Oh, give him those last 4 yards, Jim.
First and goal here. And they hand it to him. Glover's got the 2. I don't know if they'll give him a yard or 2. How nice will our statistician, Funky Cold Nick Medina, be to him?
Let's see it. Calling a timeout. Coach Williams probably thinking the same thing we are.
All right, time now for our ACNowSA.com collision of the game. How about Tavion Nelson and Nathan Perez? Tag team right there on Grady early in the game. Big time loss, TFL is our collision of the game. So Glover's right at 200 yards. Went from the 4 to the 2. Got him his 2 yards, 24 carries.
Very nice.
For Jalen Glover.
Yeah, what a ball player. Good as advertised, that's for sure.
Love to see him in our All-Star game.
Yeah, something tells me he's going to get a lot of votes. You're actually doing that down on Monday.
Oh, really?
To show you what everybody's kind of up against, right? You get
6 weeks.
A resume, obviously, but yeah, you get 6 weeks and you have to really do your homework with those guys down there, man. There's a good crop of people down there that got their eye on this.
Really good defensive play there by the corner. 29 coming up and making a play. It's Bradley Wakasi. And there's another timeout on the field, and we'll take it too. We are back. Marshall trying to get their second touchdown of the game. It's 3rd and goal with only 27 ticks left. They give to Glover, and he's got nowhere to go. That Harlan defense holds again. They're going to go quick. It'll be 4th and goal. Marshall called 2 plays. They'll go with the wishbone here. See if they run option to the outside. Tough handle. They keep it, and Harlan keeps them out.
That's going to do it.
They let the clock run out. Ball game. The Harlan Hawks win this one 49-7. And like I said, they move to 4-1 on the year, 2-1 in district play, and right in the thick of that district championship race. It is time now for our Living Way Church play of the night. There was a lot of them. But how about Trotter? Perfect on the night. And one reason that he had no incompletions was because he had a little help from Xavier Smith going up top, over the top, and making that great catch for a touchdown. Xavier Smith from Rick Trotter our Living Way Church play of the night. We'll come back to hand out the Monarch Trophy hardware right after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Moonlight Ballroom, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
A dominant performance by the Harlan Hawks tonight. Eddie Salas' team, more than solid. And Chuck, coming into this game, we were told that Aiden Pitchford was the passing quarterback and Rick Trotter was the running quarterback. Rick Trotter had something to say about that as we go down to Matt Roy.
Well, Don, Chuck, I'm here with the victorious Harlan Hawks. Guys, let's hear it. And our San Antonio Zoo player of the game, you guys alluded to it, Rick Trotter. 13 of 13, I believe a little under 200 yards, 3 touchdowns passing, 87 yards on the ground, plus 1 touchdown. That's a mouthful for me. You are our San Antonio Zoo player of the game. You get that? It's that. And 4 tickets to the zoo plus the smaller trophy, but we'll pick that up in a second. So, name's Rick Trotter. I'm going to call you Globetrotter because you went off tonight. What happened on the field tonight? What were you seeing?
Well, I struggled a little bit the first 4 games to start the year. So I just wanted to go out there and show the team that they can trust in me, show the coaches they can trust in me, and I can go out there and perform.
Well, as Don in the booth alluded to, you were perfect tonight. You were a little bit better than Jared Goff was last week when he was perfect. So you guys obviously now 2-1 in district, going to Holmes next week. What's that mean? What does this performance mean to you going forward?
It's just very special because I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to show out, and I'm just ready to go on and beat the rest of the district because I know we can do it, and we just got to perform every week. I got to perform every week, and I'm ready for it.
If you perform like that, I think you got a pretty good chance. Good luck, man. Appreciate it. And the MVP trophy from Monarch Trophies. Thanks, sir. Coach Salas, let's get you up here, man. All right, Coach. He wants to get in here, man. I love it. Coach, you guys obviously were clicking on all cylinders, especially on offense tonight. What was going right for you, and is this your peak performance right here? Is this what you can do?
It's definitely our peak performance this year, and I'm so proud of them because they battled through 4 games of just struggles here and there, mistakes, but they buy into the program, to everything we do, and they just come out victorious, and can't be any more happy for them, and proud to bring this trophy back to our community.
Coach, last time we gave you one of these trophies, you were holding up a bike. You were telling us about riding. Yeah, we had a good time last year on TNL. You guys win a little bit easier tonight, 49-7. What does this win mean to you, and what's it mean going forward?
I'll tell you what, it's getting our bike back. It's still about that because we hadn't played like this all year, and I'm going to tell you, everybody played offense, defense, special teams. So proud of them, and I'm going to tell you, this is it. We got our bike back.
Hey, there we go, Coach, and you also got a trophy. Congrats, guys.
All right, the Harlan Hawks, look out for them going the rest of the way in 28-6A. We're back to wrap it up when we come back.
All right, Rick Trotter, you're our player of the game. How are you going to celebrate?
Going to the San Antonio Zoo!
I always love it. I think the kids that watch, all the high school football players around the city watch TNL every week, and that's become a thing now, right? Who's going to have the best dance moves on the San Antonio Zoo check presentation?
We've had some good ones here the last couple of weeks for sure.
There were a lot of highlights tonight, so as we show you our San Antonio Ready to Work game highlights, I got to get ready to work because there was a ton of them. Adrian McDade got it started making it 7-0. And they just kept them coming. 14-0 lead. Grady had a touchdown catch to make it 21-0. Schultz had that 63-yard catch here. It was 28-zip before Marshall knew what hit him. And then the Rams had that huge night from Jalen Glover, finished just short at 200 yards, and he got 73 right here. Chuck, we thought they were gonna have a little mow going into the half, but Harlan had other ideas.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge play by Glover, who had such a fantastic ball game overall. But Xavier Smith with the catch of the game for sure, keeping that hot streak alive for his quarterback. And speaking of his quarterback, man, they could just do so many things. They got so many weapons. Beat you at the air, beat you with their feet. What a performance by these Harlan Hawks as they run away in the second half. Everybody getting into the act tonight.
Ryan Anthony.
Ryan Anthony, the senior. And just a fantastic performance tonight by these Harlan Hawks.
And a courageous performance by the Marshall Rams. And especially we want to send our love out to their coach, Tim Williams, who's one of the best guys in town. And Chuck, I know that there's been a lot of people praying for him.
Yeah, I mean, Don, you talk about, what somebody might be going through, what a team might be going through, what a staff might be going through, what a community might be going through. And Coach Williams and his wife sadly lost a child earlier this year, and our hearts break for them and what they must be going through on a daily basis as they try to go on and live their life and work and raise the rest of their children and try to coach a football team. And we're thinking about the Williams family daily with the journey that they're on right now.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to them for sure. And still coaching a really tough football team, and happens to play in a really good district, but Marshall Glover has a lot of good reasons to be optimistic as they go forward for the rest of the season. As we go forward this weekend, we got a lot of football for you. Michigan State and Oregon coming up on Friday. And when is there not college football? Wake and NC State, Colorado State, Oregon State, Saturday. That's on the CW. On Fox, we got a triple header, including Baylor and Texas Tech in the evening. And on News 4, that Big Ten matchup every Saturday on NBC now. Michigan taking on Washington. On Sunday, the Commanders. Who would have thought the Commanders? Jalen Daniels taking on the Browns. That's on Fox San Antonio.
Fantasy points.
And on Sunday Night Football, your Dallas Cowboys taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming up on News 4. And that game, Cowboy fans anxious to see how they do with all these injuries. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence out on defense, and now Brandon Cooks out on the offensive side of the ball. We're off next Thursday night, but when we come back on the 17th, we've got the Highland Owls and Jefferson Mustangs. We're headed down to the Rock Pile for a good SAISD battle. We had a good battle here tonight, but it was the Harlan Hawks dominating, and a fantastic night by Rick Trotter, both on the ground and through the air. For Chuck Mikatinik up here in the booth, Nick Funky Cole Medina, our statistician, Matt Roy down on the sidelines. The executive producer of Thursday Night Lights is Dean Radla. Our producer extraordinaire is Chris Coffins. It's his show. We're just calling it. Brian Watts is our director in the truck, and his great crew bringing you all these fantastic shots. I'm Don Harris. We will see you in 2 weeks on Thursday Night Lights. And now, and some of the great moments in TNL history. Dixon comes, reverses field. He's got speed. He's got the 40.
And then a little stutter step and whammo! Down the sideline for 6.
They'll pitch it throw back to Fine, and he's got a man wide open downfield. Caught at the 45. Off to the races. Touchdown, Sotomayor. That one's picked off.
Steps right into the passing lane, and then that's just as good of a return.
Here's Glass, throwing over the middle. Picked off! A game-saving interception. Dietrich going deep. Got his man down there. Intercepted! Both sides of the ball, Boley, holy moly! Sawyer Boley! Calhoun looks over the middle, has a man wide open. Caught at the 10, making a move, hurtling into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes! Glass looks right. Now he's got a man out there one-on-one, and he breaks the tackle to the 50. Thompson to the 20. Touchdown, Brennan.
8 equals 6.
Warner in the shotgun. Swing pass over here to the near side. Sammy Harris has it. Sammy Harris is gone. Sammy Harris to the 30. Sammy Harris is going to score. Play action to Hatton. Warner pumps going deep. One-on-one down there. Caught. Cooper to the 20. Cooper. Touchdown. Steal. Fielded right at the goal line. And the Clemens Buffaloes bring it out across midfield and break it. Across the 35 to the 40. Down the sideline and gone. An opening night touchdown return for the Clemens Buffaloes. Judson will try to answer. Here's Miles Davis. This kid is a Texas A&M commit. He is the real deal. He finds a seam. He's breaking it across the 30 to the 35. He's still on his feet. Watch out.
Me.
Davis to the 40. Gets a block. Got to get one more. Touchdown. Judson answers. Are you serious? Fake the kill. Now they're going to throw back to him down the sideline on a wheel route. And it's a touchdown again for Brennan Carroll. He had pressure the last time. He's coming again. Tripped up and sacked. Kick is up, and it's good.
At the end of the day, I'm just trying to walk that fine line of being a good dad and being a coach.
I love working here. I love working with the kids that grew up in this community, and boy, we had great mamas and daddies.
We wanted to get back so bad. No one believed in us, but God did.
Caught, look out. To the house.
Wow, what explosion. How can you not feed off of something like that? Man, this dude's chucking guys and dragging them too.
He's under some pressure here though. Dropped. Big fella.
Mercy.
I gotta love that. It's email. Oh my goodness. Take it. Move it. And scoring the touchdown. Smile, 1, 2, 3, Chuck, say cheese. It's senior night here, part of our Red McCombs Toyota Smile Camp. Got to see all those kids with their parents down on the field before the game. What a great time they were having, mom and dads. Lots of proud parents out there tonight.
I'm just extremely honored that my hard work has paid off.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. Laura's looking for him, going deep to him. Got him at the 25. He broke a tackle. Ademi's going to score. Touchdown, O'Connor. Watch out, James Peoples to the 10. Touchdown, Patriots, James Peoples.
Everybody that's won this year has been way more excited than they've ever been.
They're playing on TV, man.
This is a 15-year-old man. Here we go.
You can hear the fans on their feet. Players wanted to go for it. Bruce says, let's do it. They're going to throw. Now he's going to run. Evans has the 20. Evans is going to score. Touchdown, Brandeis. Watch out. He's off to the races. That's our guy. DeBose, Frederick DeBose in a sprint. Forget that angle. You ain't going to get him. Touchdown, Clemens. Throw it out in the flat to Marsh. Look out. Marsh breaks another tackle, dancing to the 3, spins to the 2. Touchdown! New Braunfels!
Who is this guy?
Landon Marsh. Harlan to the house. Touchdown. Marshall Rams. Oh my goodness, can they run? Over, man, walks in for a touchdown. Smile Can taking a beating tonight. He breaks it. Carroll is going to get his 1,000-yard season. Rolling, firing across his body. It's caught to the 5, spinning. Woo! Touchdown, Floresville. is Doty, the sophomore, on his way.
Bobbing and weaving and then lunging.
Oh,
great play.
Greg Eggleston having a huge night on TNL.
Sikorsky block off. Look at the little helicopter action, huh?
It was deflected, and he caught it.
Get the heck out of here.
On his back. Oh, pick six the other way. Keith Fennell going to the house. Still on his feet. Fjord across midfield. He breaks free. Fjord to the house. Touchdown. Champion Chargers.
Have you driven a Fjord lately?
Wiesner going to the corner. Got Randall. Did he catch it?
He did.
Touchdown. Johnson. Still on his feet. Davis breaking away. Davis with some speed. McGarrity's chasing him down. He fends off the tackle and scores. Marcellus Davis. Harlandale defense swarming. Paulette back. Wants to throw it. Holds. Now goes deep. Got a man breaking open and he hit him. Caught. It's Guess. And Guess has his second touchdown of the night. What a throw off to the races. Caught it, stumbling all the way down to the 7. Sack for a safety.
That's awesome.
Picks, a great tackle, and getting it done. Are you ready for some big-time Texas high school football live on Thursday Night Lights? What a catch! Hitting me. Make a play 1-4. Single coverage. Locks got it. What a catch. Lock